Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. Today we've got a 1 vs 1 on After Flood. Over in the Death Korps Krieg corner we've got Or, and over in the World Eaters corner we've got ProGaymer. ProGaymer going to go for a couple of Blood Pact Warriors, a Core Knight Lord and a Massacre Chamber, whereas the Death Korps Krieg are going to go for triple Jaegers, a Field Barracks and 2 Field Generators. So I think it's safe to say that the Death Korps Krieg are probably one of the most popular Imperial Guard sub-factions known to man. And the World Eaters are my personal favourite Traitor Legion. I mean, definitely not Slanesh, definitely not the Emperor's Children. I do not have a problem with leather or scantily clad women. Don't look at me in the chat, boys and girls. I'm just a humble young man. Corn is the way forward. Wherever the blood shall flow, as long as it flows and all that jazz. Got a very interesting map here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strategic points naturally in the base, as well as a slag deposit for both players. Also a couple of strategic points. Where is it? We've got 1 in the middle. We've also got 2 relics on either side, as well as critical location, just for good measure. Although I don't think we've got critical location victories on at the moment. So I imagine for the Death Korps Krieg players, probably got a slight advantage in the sense that, well, I mean, it could just be a lot more defensive on this map with all these little lanes on the go. I mean, if the if the World Bearers want to get a massive Core Knight Warriors and whatnot and slam down the middle of either lanes, lots of turrets and lots of bunkers and whatnot will be able to fend them off. So I imagine some jumping units, maybe some fly units as well, maybe the way for Korn if he wants to bring home the bacon to his bloody god up in the Eye of Terror. Let's have a look at some of these models. We don't normally get to see World Eaters. Do like that Core Knight Lord model as he's praying with his triple of skulls. Skulls everywhere. Got some Core Knight. Regular old Marines, they're not berserkers. They are relatively calm for Korn anyway. And it's all just lovely. Quite a long map as well, so plenty of time for both players to set up. No major chance of anyone getting some early harassment at the moment. Do have some soldiers moving forward towards this central strategic point. Does look like that the Korn player is thinking about going down the middle as well once he captures all these strategic points. I'll wait for things to kick off. Go over to the Korn side. Do have access to Blood Tribute, which is a bunch of abilities that they can use. Obviously, it goes up. The more people die, the more Blood Tribute that they get. Doesn't matter whether the Jaegers and soldiers of the Death Korps Krieg die, or whether their own dudes die. So long as someone dies, they get a little bit of a Blood Tribute going on there. Also, love all these little explosions going on. It makes it feel like as if we've got a constant battle going on as these guys set up for combat here. Do have a observation post been popped down there. No crazy tech going on at the moment. Oh, there, he says that. Tier 2 already going for the Death Korps Krieg. Do have a little bit of a charge going on here. Blood Pact Warriors leading the way. Core Knight Lord wanting to get involved. Death Korps Krieg holding their ground, armed with the deadliest shovels that the Emperor can provide. But against the chain axes and the meaty fists of these Core Knight Marines, doesn't seem like they're going to survive for very long. Don't get me wrong, very thematic, very wonderful to see, but not the most strategic option for them. A Lord General's command squad in the mix as well. Lord General will go down as well as his bodyguard. And yeah, full army wipe from the Bloodthirst's perspective. And look at that. One army down, and they're already 28% of their blood tribute. I'd like to tell you about what abilities that they have, but I actually don't know. Did I do my research before this game? Maybe. But we'll put some text on the screen as always if we see any abilities being brought out onto the field. Korn just chilling out in the middle, gonna consolidate his holdings.
Mightiest champions arise this day.
Death Korps Krieg just trying to capture this. Well, when I say capture, they've already captured it, just trying to build a observation post, but I don't see any Jaegers knocking around. Oh, engineers, sorry. Yep, engineers over in the base here. Oh, I imagine they've probably put an observation post there to prevent it from being decapped by any rogue renegade units from the World Eaters. These guys are going to chill out in the middle. Not taking advantage of their numbers at the moment. They could have just powered all the way down in the middle here, but they're giving the Death Korps Krieg chance to rebuild and repair. Lord General squad back online. Going to go for a Master Vox caster, as well as a veteran bodyguard in melee. Which is probably what you want. You're not going to survive very long at range for all these guys charging you down. They also have some explosives training, and the observation post will be upgraded as well. So, definite potential for defense here. Also going to upgrade themselves with some plasma guns and some melter guns. Blood pack troops moving forward, grenade blasting these guys on the backside. Melee bodyguard moving in, making quick work of these Korps Marines. Also got some engineers and whatnot in the observation posts. Yeah, their time to strike had came and gone. They could have been a bit more decisive, but does not look like they'll be able to survive against this. Although, mind you, this soldier squad over here narrowly surviving by the skin of their teeth. And the Korps Marines fall back. Korps Lord not getting involved, kind of watching from a distance. These guys will be chased all the way back into the middle as a Demon Hurst. If you've seen the Dark Tide gameplays we've done so far, I do believe that this is... I know it's not canon, but I imagine this is probably what inspired Dark Shark? Dark Shark? Fat Shark? Whatever the company is called that makes Dark Tide and Vermintide and whatnot. So both players are going to retire. Tier 2 for the Death Korps Krieg. 110 and 20 compared to 109 and 20. Do have a Blood Apothecarian going on. And we do have some Korps Raptor squads. Are we able to deep strike in? Will be deep striking over here. Being summoned from the skies. Nothing more scarier than a Korps warrior with a jetpack. Doesn't need to run as far. Can just come straight in your face. Can get an Aspiring Champion when the Blood Apothecarian Tier 2 is available. Gonna jump over here. Take care of this observation post. But yeah, Aspiring Champion, I do believe it gives them options of having crack grenades, as well as just being a generally useful dude. Blood Berserk with Lightning Claws, well, it's kind of just a dude with, like, big old slicey things on his fingers. And a Raptor Champion, he does stuff as well, which is nice. Assembly plant going on for the Death Korps Krieg. We'll have to see what kind of tanks he's going to go for. Doesn't feel comfortable pushing out with just these lads at the moment. Will want to keep in that defensive position. Not upgrading his observation post on the other side. If the Korps player was thinking outside the box just a little bit, he might want to move around these more scenic routes. Also, the whole relic here not being touched by either player. Do have another Korps Raptor squad in here. And I find you're even going for a third one, sir. There we go. Potential usage of jumping over these ridges and whatnot. Also able to deep strike them as well. So potential for getting round the backside of the Death Korps Krieg line, which is something very nice.
The nails sing and we dance.
Nothing crazy going on. I am going to fast forward it just a smidgen. Just see what's going on. There's plenty of time left in the game. Oh, there we go. We've got, what have we got coming out of here? We've got a Siegfried. Ah! If you're not familiar with the Siegfried, just you wait till this bad boy comes out. You'll be surprised at the epic level of this tank. Right, here he comes out. Look at him! Look at him go! He's like the size of a man. He makes me think of... Oh, what's that tank from New Zealand in World War II? Was that either New Zealand or Australia? Where they made that comically small tank out of very small tractors. But light infantry... Well, a light tank, able to take on infantry. Only 1,200 health. But... considering that the Korps player has not gone for any anti-tank vehicle weapons whatsoever, will be able to bear a little bit of the brunt if used on the front lines. These Raptors seem to be going back into the massacre chambers. More Korps Marines on the way, as we've got regular old Berserkers going for an Icon Bearer. Icon Bearers are able to, well, they kind of act as the apothecary for the Chaos factions, are able to help with the health regen, which is exactly what the Korps faction wants. Also, by the looks of it, gone for a Berserker with Lightning Claws. Have they? Yep, yeah, they have. There we go. Wolverine, but a little bit more redder. Do see some movement from the Death Corps of Krieg. Siegfried's leading the charge. Do also have some heavy weapons platoons as well. Exceptionally mobile when compared to heavy weapons teams of the Imperial Guard, but very, very fragile. Never usually see them last long when they've got flanking forces on the field. Siegfried's now moving, well, charging forward. Oh, we also have a sniper kill team as well, which is a very handsome looking unit. Can't see him on account of his infiltrated cloak, no doubt. I'm going to move forward a little bit. Going to get a couple of shots off. He's going to go for a Voxcaster as well. Lord General leading the charge. The Siegfried's firing away. Making quick work of these Korps Berserkers. Absolutely wiping them out. General going to tie up these dudes as we've got triple Raptors jumping around the backside. Going to tie up the heavy weapons teams as quick as they can. Siegfried's going to turn around and see what they can do against these guys. And they're going to turn back around again as these Korps Marines engage in close combat. But not going to survive very long against this firing line of soldiers armed with their plasma guns and multi-melters. And yeah, it does look like a reverse of what we saw earlier. A potential full squad wipe or army wipe for the Korps faction. But we do have Slayer's Rain in Blood playing over in the background, over these Siegfrieds, over the back side of these Death Corps Kriegs, preventing them from retreating. I imagine it does loads of negative stuff to them. Korps Raptors managing to tie up even more heavy weapons platoons in the corner, and in fact, actually, the Korps faction has held, killing a lot of guardsmen. Nary a squad left apart from the sniper kill team, which will probably soon engage in close combat, which is not where they want to be. A fleet of Siegfrieds now, the only thing left. Keep the Death Corps Krieg afloat. And it does seem like they might even get a squad wipe on this Korps Raptor team. But actually, you know, all things considered, unless these Korps Marines go for anything like melter guns, which they do have access to. There we go, going to go for their first melter gun here. Once those melter guns start coming out, these Siegfrieds will fall rapidly and fastly. If fastly is even a word. It's like duck hunting, but more angrier, more bloodier. Lord General moving forward, but probably not where he wants to be. Will not leave his Siegfrieds to die. Look at that, even with no hope in sight, they will charge forward, holding the line as best they can. R's in the chats for the Siegfried boys. As some more soldiers move forward, going for the Watchmaster, members of squads, plasma guns, melter guns, Korps Raptors charging in, being blasted away by an exploding Siegfried as another one comes forward. But this is a little bit too much of the way DPS for the Death Corps Krieg to deal with, I do believe. Might need something a bit more substantial than the tiny tanks. Do have some more raining blood from the Korps faction. And just look at that. That's an image to behold. Screenshot that, make it your desktop background. Just a beautiful thing to see. Rivers, fountains, waterfalls of blood over on the After Flood map today. And it does seem that they've got this on lockdown. Do have some more heavy weapons platoons, but these Raptors are going to be a real problem for them. There's some more Siegfrieds on the way, another assembly plant. 133 and 70 compared to 116 and 66. Lots of money to play with. Could be getting out some bigger units if he so wished. But he believes in the Siegfried. What's the corn player going to go for while this is going on? Has gone for a Blood Mechanicum. Will go for some Berserker Dreadnoughts, as well as a Blood Smell and a Blades of Corn. I mean, it's an interesting build, but I don't know if that's the way forward for the Death Corps of Krieg. Not going for anything amazing. Oh, we'll go for some Death Riders. Horsey units able to engage in close combat. Does seem that the Death Corps Krieg has stabilised with their introduction of heavy weapons teams there. So long as they can keep those Kornite Raptors at bay and use these narrow alleyways to their advantage, they should be alright. Do have a Berserker Dreadnought there, and look at him. He's not happy chappy. What's his voice line like? Let's have a listen. I beg your pardon. Well, he sounds quite sophisticated, really, doesn't he? He sounds quite calm for a Berserker Dreadnought. I remember reading, oh god, what was it? It was Soul Hunter, the first book. Was it called Soul Hunter? It was the first book of the Night Lords trilogy. I'm on the second one at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving it. And it's not a major spoiler, but like they have like a Dreadnought on their side, and the Dreadnought just isn't happy at all. He is just a grumpy mister. He's not too keen on being awake, not too keen on being alive. But this dude, he just seems quite... I mean... yeah, he just seems quite chill. Oh, that's a Hellfire Dreadnought. That's a completely different Dreadnought altogether. Armed with a Sorry bit and a las cannony bit. Oh, it's got some really cool neon lights. Oh no, that's gas. Okay. For a second I thought it was a Rammstein concert, which I'm sure the Death Corps Krieg would appreciate. And here we go, a stout line of Siegfrieds. Blocking, I mean, it's an interesting marching pattern. The pathing in Dawn of War Unification.
Keep in mind.
Not much of an improvement of the Soulstorm, but they will provide a layered defence. Who needs big tanks? Who needs big artillery when you've got one man and one gun in a tractor? Berserker Dreadnought, not able to get close himself, will just limply lick these Siegfrieds with a flamer or two. Do have... oh, there we go, look at that. Berserker Dreadnought deep striking the back lines. Going to be spanking anything and everything. Having a little look at these heavy weapons platoons. God, that's hard to say it. And yeah, triple Dreadnoughts. And the Death Corps Krieg don't really... I mean, they've got one squad, I think. Well, they had a melter gun somewhere, but even then, one melter gun is not going to do them all that good. Yeah, Death Corps Krieg probably want to not get involved in this situation. It's not where they want to be. Got Dark Apostle as well, with his wonderful little starry axe macy thing. Lovely shoulders as well. Love a man with shoulders. There we go, Death Corps Krieg in full retreat now, but unable to retreat because the Siegfrieds are just like doing a little bit of a dance, making a little bit of love. They're getting down tonight purely because the pathing isn't working in their favour. As the Dreadnoughts march in good stead and order down this central line. It's like League of Legends. 5v5, push down the mid. Never gank, never jungle. Got the Death Riders now. These guys, there we go, they've just used their anti-tank ability. Temporarily, they can toggle an ability which makes them absolutely lethal against vehicles. Other than that, in general, they are quite wet around the ears. Do a decent amount of damage in close combat, but the morale has been broken. Horse versus Dreadnought. The Dreadnought usually wins. And there we go. The horses have been taken down. More things are going to be deep struck in there. There we go. Another Dreadnought. In fact, two more Dreadnoughts. There we go. Mass Dreadnoughts versus Mass Siegfrieds. It's not really that much of a competition. What is the Death Corps Krieg going to do in response? He is going to go... he's going to tech up. That's exciting. So what potential big weapons can he bring to play here? Bring some more soldiers. He's got the money for it, but he doesn't have enough time to get anything substantial out unless he really goes for it now. But he's got to hold the line as best he can, as this is a significant amount of Dark Mechanicum nonsense. More Death Riders on the field, going for a Death Rider Commissar. And again using their multi-melter lances. Or is it melter bomb lances? Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And there we go, we're going to upgrade ourselves to some Ragnaroks. Although he's trying to build two at the same time. He's got two of these assembly plants. Could just build up at the same time. But then again, he's probably multitasking to his heart's content. Do have some more Kornite Raptors being jumped in. Soldiers now grid themselves with some melter guns. And Death Riders riding for now, riding for wrath, riding for ruin, and the world's ending. A day will come when the courage of men will fail. Shattered shields and splintered swords and etc, etc. And it might possibly be this day, to be honest. But we do have the Ragnarok out. If all else fails, bring a tank out of the biggest turret you've ever seen. Very, very good against just generally everything. Can be upgraded with a Demolisher Cannon as well as a Pintle Heavy Stubber. Not sure where it's going there. Probably wants to hide behind its guard or the regular old soldiers and avoid close combat, but will be slapped in the flank armour by these Berserker Dreadnoughts. More Dreadnoughts being summoned in. This is going to be a desperate defence if they want to win. Another Ragnarok being summoned in. Green money lacking at the moment, so this is basically the last that the guards can do. Heavy weapons platoon could do with a las cannon or two in their number, but the Kornite Raptors are going to jump over them and engage in glorious hand-to-hand combat. That's gone for missile launch of this Hellfire Dreadnought. For additional reasons, I am sure. A Storm Chimera as well, showing its face and its rear to these Berserker Dreadnoughts. And it will be very, very quickly taken out. We have another Storm Chimera. And it's just a slow death for the forces of the Krieg. Anything substantial. Oh no, we're just spamming out Dreadnoughts, I suppose. No major late tier tech needed when all you need is some angry dudes in big metal boxes. If you know the reference, you know the reference. We was there back in the original. Good lord, what were you doing? Having a little bit of a dance there. Actually, to be honest, we've got one Dreadnought down, another Dreadnought on his way down. Ragnarok back on the field. Heavy weapons platoon beating back the what would you call them? The Kornite Raptors. Death Riders as well, making short work of these Dreadnoughts if they could live a little bit longer. There we go. Many a horse wondering what's happened in their lives for them to get to this place. Sacrifice their own well-being to the God of Blood. And I do believe, while we're looking at those horses, the Force of Chaos have won. So that's exciting. Cool. Well, anyway, that was thoroughly enjoyable, very thematic, lots of charging, lots of, I mean, questionable choice of the tanks from the Deathcore Krieg side, but hey ho, we'll take what we can get. If you did enjoy that game, please do consider supporting us on the old Patreon. £1 a month does get you one extra game a week and all that regular jazz. My name's Mr. Landchat, but as always, never chop, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.